Good Tuesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my silliness of my life, of my dogs and my cars and trucks and SUVs, the addictions, the attitudes. Good Tuesday morning. Hope everybody's doing well. And wow, beautiful morning here. Hey, thanks for tuning in to my channel. If you watch, appreciate the support. Share the channel if you don't mind. And wow, what a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the Northern Virginia area, Maryland, right on the line of the Maryland area. And wow, where has summer gone? Where has the summer gone? The summer, for the most part, is over. I mean, we're now into the 12th day of September. Is it September 21st when summer's over? I just can't keep track of all this stuff. But where's everything gone, right? Where have all my vehicles gone? If you really watch my channel, if you really pay attention, it's just incredible how I've talked about this before, how you could do go to a video over a year ago, and you just see a whole different, collection of vehicles. Come on, Ginger baby. Come on, let's go. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. You just, where do they all go? Well, they're traded. That's the reality. You got to give something to get something for the most part, even though a few deals went down where I didn't trade anything. This is so funny. So my gate opener thing is out of control. It's in my pants. Got my actual shoes on today instead of my sandals. It's kind of getting cooler up here, but just changing it up. And here is the Hellcat Charger. Where is my Gold Rush? Where has my Gold Rush gone? Where is the Smoke Show Challenger Scat Pack? Where is it? Where has it gone? Where is the race truck? Where has it gone? Where is the Indian Challenger? Where has it gone, right? But you know what? Here I am playing around with my barn as you sit here and listen to me yickety yak this morning. But here's the thing. What can I get on today? I've got my Indian gear out. My hat, my shirt, Indian. I can't even think straight. My Harley stuff. I need some more coffee, man. Jesus Christ. Too many damn toys, too many things. Harley gear on. Why do I have my Harley gear on? I get thinking, man, the Harley Davidson product is just so cool. It really is. Last night I did the bars on the Indian right here. Look here. Here's the Indian Sport Chief. Really nice bike. It really is. Indian's a great product. But golly, it's just such a tug of war for the Harley. I just think the Harley has such a badass muscle look to the bike. I just think it's so much of this. I mean, I just truly believe that this is the predicament of, it's the muscle car versus the foreign car. And for me, keep in mind, the Indian's a really good looking bike. But what's incredible, last night, I did a little video of the Indian Sport Chief versus the Lowrider S. And this is actually the ST. So you really can't compare these two motorcycles back to back exactly, but you can, because it's the same bike. It's just that the Lowrider S doesn't have the bags and it has a smaller front fairing. So I just did a lot of conversation, the differences between the two bikes that are competing against each other, because the different manufacturers wanting to sell a product and they don't want you to go somewhere else. They don't want to lose their customers and say, where have all our customers gone, right? They're gone. So yeah, you're hearing the gone, G-O-N-E. That's the conversation morning. That's the theme of the talk this morning. But going back to my daughter came into the video and she sat on the two motorcycles. And it really, until I watched the video of myself, of what I made, it's just incredible on how the daughter really proportioned her body size. This bike is so mature. The Indian Sport Chief, she borderline looks too big for that motorcycle. But it's the same seat height, 27 inch. I mean, it's pretty much the same dimensions bike to a degree. But it's just incredible on how she looks so much more fit to this motorcycle. And that, it borderline looks like she dominates that motorcycle. So it's all about the Harley. I mean, I just can't emphasize enough the Harley Davidson. The CVO Road Glide has just brought me back to love of Harley Davidson. And I so separated myself and got rid of all my nice Harleys back in the fall of 2019. And I just totally separated myself because of the Indian having these brand new products come to market, the Indian Challenger and the new Indian Dark Horse, which was the Batwing Street Glide copycat, motorcycle. And I just feel like these Harleys they just radiate a different type of excitement and feeling. What is that all about? So that's why my Harley gear, not my Indian gear, but I usually wear my Indian hat a lot. So anyways, in the Harley, it's 120 years, hard to believe, even for me, I haven't been fixated on it, but it's 120 years. 120 years later for Mr. Harley Davidson, Mr. Harley and Davidson or whatever. So Mr. What did they think? Did they think 100 plus years later that they'd have a guy like Iceman here bragging about their product? And here in so many ways, the Indian, challenging. And it's very challenging for even me. But that's what's so cool. I'm very fortunate to be able to own these different manufacturers, different motorcycles, different cars. And I really can, express my views. Just like the Mustang. Where are my Mustang GT500s gone? The Mustang GT500s. A year ago I had 3 GT500s. Where are those? Yeah, they're gone. I got rid of them. Do I miss them? Yeah, in some aspects, but when you have to pay the payments I pay for all these damn toys, at some point you're like, I don't really miss them. And the Hellcats, I think, are the better investment at this time for the immediate future, because Ford is not going to go away with the ICE engines. And what's going away? What'll be gone at the end of this year? We know. All right, let's get the conversations going. I already have. Where's that? I think if you could have one of those. Where'd that go? I had one of those. Yeah, I had one of those. Cutest. And come on, pups. Get up here. For all the things I've owned that are gone, yeah, do I wish I kept some of them? Oh, man. There's so many things. One dog, he's still back in the house cheating with Mama. Left us. He's hanging out with Mama. Want to get the, the leftovers, scraps. And the keeper dog, the German Shepherd dog, he's in the house with the kid waiting for his breakfast to be made too. What a life, right? What a life for the dogs. So we gone to the dogs. What was the movie? Gone in 60 Seconds. So, all right. Gotta get my coffee. You can see my brain dead. Brain dead. Gotta get the brain function here. And, yeah, so I just thought to myself, the gone conversation actually popped in my head on Sunday when I was reading about all this craziness that's just going on in our society, and what is happening with the with just things that are being stolen. They're gone. I just think, boy, oh boy, I'll talk about, but more about that in more depth here. And anyways, so. Yeah, what's gone? Well, here's one thing for sure. The auto manufacturers, the dealerships, seem to be seeing a lot of their customers are gone. I mean, if I did my Cars.com research this morning, and I looked up the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and I thought to myself, how far would you drive? I mean, how far would you go to get the deal on the car, per se, within reason? So I did a 75-mile radius. I didn't do 100. I just thought, let's just do a 75-mile radius and see what's going on in the electric vehicle market, where Jim Farley is raising his hand now, and he realizes he's gone the wrong direction. Yes, Jim Farley of Ford, he is now raising his hand, and he is basically saying that they've gone too fast in the wrong direction, that all this electric vehicle stuff, not so much. He's talking big time now about how, more than ever, they need to transition slower into the EV trend, and they need to be more focused on the hybrid, like the Ford Power Boost, which I think that's a really nice setup. The more, hybrid model seems to be more of the American flair in really what people want. And so, yeah, he's gone too far, as I think it's going to be a $4.5 billion loss, or maybe it's a $40 billion loss. I don't even know. It's going to be a huge loss for Ford in this transition. So, yeah, has Jim Farley gone too far? Has he gone nutty on us? Yeah, I think he has in so many ways. But at least it's not as bad as Dodge going away with the Hellcat product and going to the Dodge Hornet that's competing with a Toyota RAV4. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's just like, where are these people's brains gone, right? And yeah, who doesn't have a car stolen, gone in 60 seconds? Remember that movie, Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie, 2000, about the 50 car heist in X amount of hours? Yeah, so gone in 60 seconds. Yeah, we witness any more. People are stealing stuff, not cars. They're going into stores, and they don't do it in 60 seconds. They'll take 5, 10, 15 minutes to steal all their stuff, and it's all gone in their bag as they walk out the door. And then even people going out and breaking into people's cars. And yeah, they showed a video the other day on, I don't know, on Twitter, X, and the person literally busted out the person. The person pulled up the car, busted out the window, took the goods out of the car within 10 seconds. So the person, it was gone in 10 seconds. Wow. It's like NASCAR pit stops, Indy 500 pit stops. And people now breaking into people's cars. Who can do it? Who can do it the fastest, right? Are they training back at some facility? One guy drives the car, one guy jumps out, other guy busts the window out, grabs his stuff, jumps back in the car, and they rock and roll. So, yeah, where's our society gone and going? So anyways, yeah, Jim Farley sees on how. I mean, once again, I went to cars.com and I did my research, and I saw on how the Ford Mustang Mach-E, 75-mile radius, 581 Mustang Mach-E's for sale. Which you go back a year ago, you'd maybe find 20 or 50 if you're lucky. Ford F-150 Lightning truck. The numbers kind of seem to be staying around the same. It's like 100 plus F-150 Lightnings. But here's a real eye-opener. Where here's Car Edge, a local YouTuber guy, probably my age, has a son. And they have a nice channel. And they try to help others figure out how to buy cars and all. And so I think they changed the name. I thought it was like Your Allied Alliance or something, YAA. But anyways, it's called Car Edge. I don't really follow the channel per se, but I just saw this morning that he and his son are out at dealerships walking the lots. And they're doing all this research, and they're showing on how the car inventory has gone big time. It's gone bigger. It hasn't gone away. Car inventory now is at basically pre-pandemic levels and maybe even bigger. They were showing on how between Ford and General Motors, they're starting to idle plants. I think, wow, isn't that, isn't that ironic that here we got a UAW, Sean Fain, that's trying to negotiate a new contract, 4-year contract with the big three, and here's now all of a sudden the big three is starting to see that they've got too many people on the job making too many vehicles, and they need to start telling people to take time out because where have all the customers gone? And yeah, I mean, it's going back to pre-pandemic. Where has all the money gone? I mean, I think more than ever, I've talked about it. I talked about it in great length to my friends 2 years ago that I think this country is going to go broke. It's going to go broker than broke because where has all the money gone that everybody was given during the pandemic? And so now, that's a whole other story, but all the economic analysts and financial gurus and Dan the Man and all these other people are saying that this third quarter is going to start showing the reality that people have gone broke, that people don't have the savings they used to have, and they've overextended themselves. In the fourth quarter, the dire straits will start to prevail. In the first quarter of next year, the fiasco begins. But I've heard these stories many times, and it's still ongoing. What's it going to be tomorrow? But at the same time, the car industry is definitely starting to see that everybody running down to buy a car has gone away. That it's not what it was, and also where have the prices gone? I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, sincerely, where have the prices gone? You go on to cars.com, and that's what these guys at Car Edge are talking about. They're looking at all these trucks. They're at a Chevy GMC. They're a GMC dealer, and I'm not a Chevy follower guy, GMC follower guy. I'm more the Ford guy, so I just kind of focus more on that. But they're just talking about showing these real base trucks that are like $70,000. Ford, the same thing. My Power Boost last year that I bought, or this past spring, late winter, I guess. It's an $80,000+ truck. I mean, where have we gone? Have we gone to the loonies? Have we gone to the potheads? I mean, is that what's going on more than ever in our society, that we've gone to everybody's just not a stable individual anymore because of this craziness that we're witnessing around us, of the pricing and the actions? I mean, I just think more than ever people are freaking doped up half the time. You see these people doing these just really bad things. It's like, where have our morals gone? You just see these really bad videos on Twitter, X, and what's happened to Elon Musk? We get Elon Musk. We'll talk about that. But here's the thing. So the car market, yeah, where have our discounts gone? I mean, I'm sure most people here watch my channel be like, yeah, the discount in the car, that just totally disappeared for the last 3 years. Where has the reasonable pricing for cars gone? I'm sure most people here watching my channel be like, right, it's beyond believable what you pay for a car anymore, even a used car. Okay, where have the great interest rates to buy a vehicle gone? Yeah, that's gone. I mean, we can just start going through the list of now, under this current economic so-called, yeehaw administration that does this yeehaw every day and brags about how great this country's doing, how great everything is. I mean, this is no lie. If you get on Twitter, you'll see Joe Biden and Kamala Harris constantly just talking about how great everything is, and other Democratic leaders, and everything. This country is just on fire. Everything's beautiful. Everything's great. The amount of jobs being created, the amount of money people are making. I mean, this is the rhetoric every day. They're not going to ever stop saying it either. You can't start pitching the negative news if you're the guy wanting to be reelected, and the party that you represent wants to be, still have the president in power. You're not going to talk anything negative what's going on. You're not going to do it. You can't. It starts to make people question who they want to be in power. So they just continue to talk about how great everything is. But then you just scratch yourself and say, where has my buying power gone? Where has my paycheck gone? Where now I go to the grocery store and the gas station, and everything's so much more expensive. Where is my life savings gone? I mean, sincerely, I'm sure most people here be like, right. If you look at what's going on the last 3 years, has your income, and that's what Sean Fain of UAW is using to ploy these guys into the 40+% pay increase. Sean Fain says in the last 3 years, all these big executives have made 40% more money. So why can't the union people get 40% more money? But now the word is, because we're coming down, the deadline Thursday night, is now the union is in the 30% pay raise. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you're any business owner, any negotiator, any with common sense, you ask for the world, and if you get half, then I guess you did okay, all right? I mean, that's kind of the way it is. If you ask for a loaf of bread and you have nothing, and in the end you get half a loaf, then I guess you did okay. So the whole point is, yeah, he started 40+%. So in the end of the day, if they get a 25% pay raise, which for the big three, they were the single-digit numbers, 7%, 9%, maybe 10%. So at the end of the day, if this guy negotiates a 25%, maybe 30% deal, the guy did huge because he set the bar so high. But the biggest thing is, what the argument here is among the auto executives and the union people is, where has their lifestyle gone? Is where is the family, people that are union people that have worked through the pandemic and the labor shortage. These people have worked 6-day weeks, 10, 12-hour days that, if I'd say most likely 10, that they're just worn out. And it's like, where's my own life gone? Because I've dedicated so much time to be here to put vehicles together. And that's a big complaint by Sean Fain, is that these guys are being overworked and underpaid. But then the big executives are all saying, where have all the people gone that have a huge absentee? The big auto claims that the union has a huge problem with constant absenteeism. People aren't showing up to work. And then Sean Fain's immediate response is, well, they're underpaid and overworked, so they don't want to come to work. Okay. So there's a big argument right now between the union and the big three that this more, less hours. Sean Fain wants people to get paid 40 hours a week to work 32 hours a week. The big auto, it's like, no, we can't justify it. That doesn't work in our business model. Yeah, but even though you think to yourself, wow, it is something, what if, this is where it's dangerous. Let's just say that really the economic data starts to shift, and it really does show that people really have exhausted all this money they saved up during the pandemic. And some people, I think, you just have to say to yourself, if you were an employee of a company, that when the pandemic came in and you were still being paid what you earned, and let's just say that I've talked about this before on my channel, and let's just say that you used to drive basically 100 miles a day, and you used to spend close to 3 hours a day of your life, if not 4, driving back and forth to work and sitting in traffic and burning up fuel and having to maybe pay toll road fees and maybe parking fees, and then you're probably buying lunch because you didn't pack a lunch. The list goes on and on and on. So the amount of money that individuals saved that were able to stay home for 2 years and remotely work, I would say that could be $20,000, maybe $30,000. Okay, that's money back in somebody's personal savings account, or gives them the money to go buy the motorcycle or go buy whatever they want to go buy because it freed up their cash flow. And then you have the college tuition thing. That was all the college, payback for the loans. Those have all been on hold for now. Coming up in October, it'll be over 2 years, coming up close to 3 years. So there's a whole other realm of money that people have been able to take and put it somewhere else. So there's so many variables. I was talking to you yesterday, or talking last week, about how the Biden passed some bill, something Save America Act or something, where it gave you as an individual money to help pay for your child care. And it was a whole article talking about where have all the women gone, but now where have all the women gone from being at home to being at work? They're saying that women are at the highest level of ever in the workforce. And they contribute that to being that the federal government is subsidizing people, giving them child care assistance. And the whole article is about how 70,000+ of these child care centers are all going to be gone when this bill is now coming to an end of subsidizing child care. And then how where have all the workforce women gone when they're all having to go back home to take care of the kids? So there's a whole other variable. So the whole point is, all this money that's been floating around that's helped individuals buy other things like cars and motorcycles, RVs, boats, camping stuff. The list goes on and on and on. Here's the ballgame. If it's really starting to putter out and people are starting to really start to scrape the barrel, then who's running out to buy these cars? So as the union people are pounding their fists that these last 2+ years, going on 3 years, has been horrendous on them because they've had to work in what they consider very harsh conditions because of the shortage of labor and shortage of parts and uncertainty. And that's a whole other thing they're talking about in this union, is that they want this guaranteed pay, and they don't want to be part of the trouble of people, the manufacturers, not being able to get parts and supplies, and they're part of that where they can't work. So there's a whole other guaranteed job, the guarantee. The UAW is wanting the biggest guarantee probably ever in the 88 years it's been in existence. So here we are, and that's what I'm saying to you is, if the car industry totally sputters out, and all of a sudden the big three are now starting to see the sales go in reverse, and the inventories start getting huge, then they'll have no choice to start idling factories of these workers. And I don't know. Some people think that this next round of the craziness of the crash is going to be bigger than 2008 or 9. Who knows? You're going into the tomorrow thing. Am I going to get all caught up in that? I'm not. But what I think that's reality is, I think that the pre-pandemic business model of businesses is kind of back to where it is. And I think the challenge of these car dealerships continuing to think that the heyday of everybody want to come buy a new car and pay whatever you have to pay for it to be so lucky to get one, I think that's pretty much coming to an end. I think that and the availability of even specialty vehicles is starting to be in the marketplace more so than ever. Even my CVO Road Glide, I even think to myself, I hear numerous people on my YouTube channel that have bought a brand new CVO Road Glide. I hear of my friend here, Chris, is telling me they've got a platinum CVO Road Glide at the dealership just west of me here near Winchester, Virginia. And they've got a Whiskey Neat coming in. So it's all of a sudden like, ooh. So Harley, I give Harley credit for their marketing. Think it through. So Harley, if they're kind of creative, can they lure in the high-ticket product of this new revamped, redesigned product that really gets people to step up to the plate to get one and pay the big money for it? And they kind of borderline flood the market with them. And not radical, but I think that if you go back to the prior way Harley has done things, I could be wrong, but Harley Davidson usually brings out the new, Milwaukee 8, the Mount Rushmore back in 2013 when they did all the upgraded on the engine, in the chassis, and the new infotainment center, if anybody remembers that. I think this was the 2014 model, and that was huge for Harley Davidson. You could really tell the difference of how they upgraded the motorcycle, and it was a nicer and a bigger motor and all that stuff. Okay, but at the same time, I think Harley Davidson kind of brought both the new models out together at the same time. Versus Harley Davidson this time, they've brought a brand new model, revamped only in the highest package available, that really is probably about a 7-month to 8-month before Harley Davidson transitions into this newer, platform. Meaning that you see the Road Glide CVO, well, it's a no-brainer. The new Road Glide CVO will have the same bat wing. Well, I say the same the shark wing, whatever you want to call it. And it'll have the new infotainment center. Then it'll have the inverted forks. And it'll have the new handlebars. And it'll probably have the bigger engine that'll be more standard, like the 117 motor will probably be just across the whole platform of the higher end limited package touring bikes and the Street Glide Special and all that other stuff versus the 114. And so you get a whole new design motorcycle. But here's the thing, the whole point is Harley Davidson, maybe their angle is let's put as many CVOs, even though they reined in overproducing CVOs to make it more of a niche, high-end product and to get a lot of money for them. But maybe this time there is, let's get an 8-month, 10-month run on people just wanting to pay this big money for this higher-end product, and we hold off on the new design where people can't get these things till next March or April. And so, I personally think it's possible. Because I'm just hearing so many other people that are getting these CVOs. And, who knows? It's just, and then, I get the comments, you've gone too far. Yeah, I've gone too far. Yeah, I did that a long time ago. It's not salvageable. So, so here we are, the gone conversations. Where's the car market going? That's the constant conversation. These people get thousands of hits off of saying, don't buy a new car now. Don't buy a new car now. Don't buy a used car now. Don't do it. Don't do it. But, so much of me is like, are you buying a car to flip it? Are you buying a car because you want to have a car and you keep it for for 5, 6, maybe 10 years? In all sincereness, if you buy a car that you're going to keep and you pay $60,000 for it when you maybe should have paid $50,000 for it, but you wait out, does the $50,000 even come back? I don't know. But I think to myself, it's a car. If you're going to buy a car and you're going to keep it forever, all right, maybe you pay a little too much for it because of the market conditions, but who cares? You bought the car to use the car. There's like a guy yesterday in my YouTube channel. He's going off on how I gave up my Harley Davidson CVO Limited and my Fast Johnny, and have I gone to his business in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and let him sell those motorcycles, I would have doubled my money. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's one of these conversations when you're on YouTube, these people making comments. He thinks the dealership gave me $23,000 for my CVO. I'm like, no, they gave me 32. But how can even if I got 20, they gave me 23. You think I can get 46 grand in the retail market for a 2019? Now, for the most part, a 5-year model, 2024 is right on our doorstep. Basically, a 5-year, old motorcycle. You're going to get, when you can buy a brand new one for 46 grand. I don't understand these people get these numbers. It's like, oh my gosh, have you gone to just whatever? I don't know. So anyway, so the gone conversation really came from me thinking to myself, wow, what are we witnessing that's going away? It'll be gone. Well, already the Dodge Hellcat, Challenger, and Charger. End of this year, they're gone. The Ram TRX truck, at the end of this year, that's gone. Audi has their R8 and some other performance sedans that are gone. There's just a lot of ICE vehicles that are going to be gone. And I think to myself, wow, even for us ICE age people, we're going to witness as time goes on that really cool ICE vehicle you love is no longer made and it's gone. We're going to witness possibly the ICE engine is gone. Are we going to witness the gas station is gone? I mean, are we going to witness that? I mean, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Now, 20 years from now, 15 years from now, I don't know. If we can't get rid of these green agenda radical people, but this is what drove my conversation. I've said it 5 times. I thought to myself, is the green agenda behind this craziness we're witnessing? Is the green agenda literally, in so many ways, circumventing the whole infrastructure of this country, like on the retail side? I just think to myself, you're reading so many stories of major retailers closing shop because of the theft is through the roof. And I think to myself, does the green agenda think this is actually to their advantage? Meaning that you have these brick and mortar stores. You have the infrastructure of people having to drive to the store to go buy something. You have the infrastructure of the manufacturers having to deliver all the products for that store to be able to sell things. You have the infrastructure of the commercial building that has to be heated and cooled. You have the infrastructure of people having to be driving to work in their gas car to be able to work there, which then supports the local other businesses. I mean, it gets very radical and deep, but you just think, wow. Do they support less police because there's less police cars in the market and driving around the streets, even though, the electric vehicles are going to populate with that, more fuel efficient. But you think to yourself, wow, does the green agenda person just totally, get off on the fact that, oh my gosh, this is so cool that so many things are being shut down and closed that have green, have such harm to the world, Mother Nature impact. And if more people just sat at home and didn't go anywhere, this would be the best thing in the world. And if more people didn't just buy more things they don't need, this would be the best thing in the whole wide world. And when did the green agenda activists show up to the, Ford dealership or the GM dealership or whatever dealership, and they start torching the ICE vehicles? I mean, has anybody seen this before? I have. You go back to 2003, 4, 5, the Hummer, the big old Hummer, okay, H2. Yeah, the H2, I had a bunch of them. People in California were torching these things. They were burning these things to the ground because they were a hindrance to Mother Earth. They were terrible. Even though it was just a Chevy Tahoe, Chevy Suburban in disguise, it got the same damn fuel economy as a Chevy Suburban. Or is your regular old truck. I mean, beyond unbelievable. So has it gone too far? Are these green activists they've gone too far? The green agenda has gone too far, gone too fast. And that's what Jim Farley finally raising his hand. He's saying, you know what? We've gone too far, we've gone too fast in this whole EV transition, and the consumers aren't buying it. They don't want it. They don't want this product. They're not buying into the gig. And so he's backtracking, and he's realizing keeping the ICE and an electric motor as a partner is probably the better way to market your product. And you're probably still years away from the masses wanting anything to do with what you're pushing onto people like the green agenda, because they've gone too far. The green agenda has gone too far. Look at Elon Musk. I've talked about Elon Musk a lot. Elon Musk now is being targeted because of his Starlink. If you're not up to breast on this, Elon Musk has that Starlink, capability of your TV and your cell phone, computer, everything out in the outer space. And he's putting all these satellites up in outer space to make it where you can communicate anywhere in the world because of his technology. And apparently during the Ukraine war, Russia war beginnings, he cut off that capability, Ukraine, which now people are calling Elon Musk out for creating devious and treasonous potential things to Ukraine and to our country. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Have we actually, is any sitting senator, congressman, the president said that we are actually in war with Russia? I mean, are we in the, what's the word? Anybody out there watching my channel? What's the exact word when you let the nations know that you're in actual real war? There's a word for that, and it's an act of war, whatever it is. I just have a whole brain fart. I can't think what it is. But the point is, Elon Musk is being now targeted by, I wonder why Elon Musk is being targeted. Do you realize that Elon Musk is starting to uncover so much dirt on all these politicians? They got in the likes of Bill Gates, the Jeffrey Epstein files, and the list goes on and on. And for Elon Musk, he's just not playing the game that the media machine wants him to play. He's not playing the game that these corrupt politicians want him to play. And so he's going to get targeted. He's going to be pounded in the ground like a guy named Donald Trump. There's no doubt in my mind. The media machine is going to start attacking this guy like never seen. And it's already happening. They're already wanting to call him downtown and to put him on the stand. And I guess they're going to maybe start calling him a January 6th participant. I mean, that's what Kamala Harris said yesterday under the 9/11, that she compared the 9/11 terrorists to the January 6th participants. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, how many of those, that gets really deep. And now you go down that rabbit hole, right? So how far has it gone of the Looney Tunes? Did you ever watch the Looney Tunes, the cartoon show? Did you ever, if you're my age, you grew up with that stuff, did you ever believe that these characters were actually real characters that are now sitting powers to be in our country? Look at the New Mexico new governor of the state of New Mexico that's calling out that people can't have concealed, guns, the permits. I mean, is anybody witnessing this lady? Who elects these people? Who elects? I tell you what, it's so sad. It is so sad that people have gone to just vote for their party. They just go and vote for their party. They have no clue who the individual really is, and they just vote for the party. I mean, it's just gone so bad to where we are. When you have more information at the hands of, we have more capability to find things out and to be informative and to understand things more than ever. But at the same time, it's so twisted more than ever. That's why Elon Musk is going to be targeted like never before. And they will twist the stories in this guy like you can't believe. We're going to witness it. And now going into 2024 election year, yeah, you think you've seen the antics yet? Nah. I can promise you, the parties, and I think one specific party, is behind the scenes that's strategizing like you can't believe to create the masters of deception. It's on our doorstep. And I'm sure you'll start to see those shows coming first quarter, second quarter of next year. And it gets deep with other things, but I'm going to leave it at that. So, hey, have we gone to the birds? Yeah, have you gone? What's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? With Jack Nicholson? Yeah. Do we know people should probably be wrapped up in a frickin', hey, don't talk about me. I'm not that crazy. I know I got a lot of vehicles. I know I get a little out of control sometimes, but come on. Do I need the white jacket? I don't think I need the white jacket yet. But anyways, hey, everybody. Thanks for watching my channel. Long video. I know. I talk. I just like to talk. So that's what I do. Just like to share my views and ideas and thoughts. And once again, the green agenda has gone too far, and everybody is paying dearly for what they're doing and this administration is doing. And I'm just telling you, everything's gone too expensive, and it's anything in sight anytime soon. It's going to reverse itself anytime soon. So they've all gone too far. How do we reverse it, huh? All right, everybody, thanks for watching. God bless. Stay tuned. What am I doing next? I got to go to work. Yeah, I got to go to work just like everybody else, right? And what does the UAW come to terms on? Interesting week here. Stay tuned for more conversation. What's tomorrow's conversation? I have no idea yet. let me figure something out. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless. Stay safe.